Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Strategic Command World at War, a new game out by Matrix and Slitherine Games, and made by Fury Software. This is part, good lord, I've lost track, 16 I think it is of our series, or maybe it's 15 of our series. It's part 2, the invasion of Russia. We've just concluded our first turn of the invasion of Russia. It is July of 1941, so we're a little behind schedule, and we've gotten some good early wins, but we also probably haven't advanced far enough into the Soviet Union at this stage. So we'll see how things play out here as the invasion progresses, and we move into the Soviet response phase, and then also into our turn 2. But with that being said, that's enough intro. You guys have already heard this 15 times already, so let's go ahead and jump back in. Move on to the next turn and see what happens, and then the people of the Soviet Union fear war with Germany. Well, we are at war with them. Axis military hinders supply on Crete. UK starts Arctic supply convoys to the USSR. Allied raiders disrupt German supplies. We're developing more technologies. Germany's going to have a whole bunch of MPs to reinforce troops, but I'm hoping I don't have to really reinforce many units yet. If we get stuck at where we've got to waste turns transferring industry from the Ukraine to the Urals, industry in the Ukraine is disrupted by transfer to the Urals. So they're already pulling their industry back. You can see the Soviet, or the, the British aircraft carrier withdrew through the Suez. We're seeing our first Russian armor. It looks like they operated tanks into that pocket there to the south, so maybe this is sort of a Stalinist no retreat scenario. Oh great, Chinese tanks. They're mainly holding their ground, spending money reinforcing, but holding their ground. British cruisers trying to go after our Italian subs, maybe? Aircraft carriers going after our subs in the Channel. Soviet naval forces in the Black Sea. Oh, shit. Oh, no! The Italian Navy! No! They just sank an Italian battleship with British cruisers. And the British Navy is going to wipe out this Italian battleship, aren't they? Well, the Royal Navy came out to play. It's okay if all we lost was the one ship, I guess. A lot of air combat that turn. At least in North Africa. Well, no, in the Channel, too. Jesus, they're hammering our armor. Well, North Africa's starting to turn against us. British are pouring resources in. Soviets are doing some counterattacking here. Japanese as well. This is a very active turn. Or, sorry, Chinese as well. Our allies are faring reasonably well against the Soviets so far. That corps is a hero down there. Attacked twice, didn't take any damage. Hey! The Italian garrison there actually hurt the British tanks. This Quatara Depression, or whatever it's called, is really a nuisance. It's preventing us from being able to really bring some of our forces to bear against the Chinese down there. An armored train? Joy. Looks like an armored train that we're going to have to face here in our advance on Minsk. That is some high-quality British troops down there. U.S. oil embargo hits Japanese morale. U.S. supply ships set sail for Vladivostok in the Pacific. Malta hinders Axis supply in the Mediterranean. We hinder their supply in Crete. We already knew about the Arctic convoys. Oil embargo against Japan. Is that? I wonder if that's hard-coded to start. Because Japan didn't really do anything more that turn. Yeah, they attacked in China, but they've been attacking in China for a while. Battleship spotted. The U.S. is shipping supplies to the Soviet Union via Vladivostok, and we can prevent this by placing a naval unit on any of the marked hexes adjacent to Vladivostok. However, if we do this, the Soviet Union could respond by attacking and damaging our ships. Impeding the flow of supplies would also give Stalin a motive for going to war against us, so it may actually be better to let these ships reach the USSR. Alternatively, we can stop supplies reaching the USSR via the Pacific by invading and capturing any of the following locations: Honolulu, LA, San Francisco, or Vladivostok. 23rd U-boat flotilla is due to deploy shortly at Kiel in the Baltic, although it could perhaps be put to better use if we were to send overland and serve in the Mediterranean. Arriving with full research, whatever is decided, transferring the U-boat to Pola in the Adriatic will cost 35 MPPs. From Pola, it can sail into the Mediterranean and attack Allied shipping. No, I don't really want to deploy it there. Send an expeditionary force to serve alongside our German allies. I mean, we already are. Consists of a headquarters and 2 corps. It would cost us 400 MPPs, 40 per turn for 10 turns, deploy near Warsaw, service on the Eastern Front. Sure. So we're getting more Italian forces for service in the Eastern Front and another headquarters. Meanwhile, the Japanese are receiving an aircraft carrier. Okay. I probably should research in mobility points for the Japanese. Guessing that would be a good idea. Alright, a lot of fighting here in the south. Meanwhile, in the north where I thought we were breaking through, maybe not so much. Alright, so we've got a lot of fighter bombers that can be brought to bear here. I was hoping to crush our way toward Ichang, break through some of these fortifications, but this Japanese armor is making me question that, although it doesn't look like it's very good, or Chinese armor is making me question that, but it doesn't look like it's very good. So we can actually do quite a bit of damage here with those elite troops of ours. Nice! Well, that armor didn't last very long. Okay, so now what do we want to do? Probably attack these guys, right? The only issue is I can't reach there with any of my troops who haven't already fought. I guess I could do this. Alright, so these guys can attack and do 2 damage. Maybe we should hit them with bombers first. Nice! They did some damage. Good job. Alright, these guys aren't predicting any damage, but they're doing some, so I'm okay with that. I guess we're just going to focus on this army unit here. Essentially try and wear it down. Its morale is at least getting hit. Let's save that for now. Huzzah! Fortification destroyed by combat. And... man, I'd rather move an army unit there. Oh, we can. Solid. And now... should we attack this headquarters unit? Yeah. Alright, so we advanced 1 more hex in China. 1 hex a month and we might get to their capital. Just maybe. But we advanced 1 more hex and we also broke through that defensive fortification. So now there's no defensive fortifications along this whole front here. Actually, in the north there isn't either. So I think we basically broke the Japanese fortified lines. Our Air Force is helping out here a bit. Move this army unit south. There's still some fortifications up here. All right. These guys not do anything? Do they not have enough supply? Oh, shit. I think we just have to keep the pressure up here in the south. That's really where our focus has to be. Not that I want to be on the defensive yet in the north, but I think we just kind of maybe shift a little bit over the defensive up there. We'll leave one more turn until we start getting some of these guys on transports and ready to go. We've got our troops in place for conquering the Philippines here. We've got a SNLF force here, 2 here, a 3rd here. So those focus on the Philippines. We've got several others to focus on some of these other islands before the U.S. can really fully get involved. I need to spend a little bit more diplomacy to get Thailand to finally commit to us. They're at 50%. They're cheap to do, too. So we'll do that. 25%. I think the Italians will also spend a little bit on Thailand. They've got 2 more chits. I don't know if I want to spend 100% on that, but Germany probably needs more of it, but we'll help. Germany will help. It's got a lot of diplomatic influence left. So we'll get up to 36% chance to influence them. So China has moved, I think, for this turn. Or Japan has moved, I think, for this turn. I don't really want to attack anywhere else. Can we force march these guys anywhere? No. Can't upgrade with them either. Well, because they moved. Alright. Well, these guys actually should be in position to go after Hong Kong. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for the Japanese turn in North Africa. Jesus. We're just mainly going to have to reinforce those guys. Nice. That submarine really kicked the shit out of that heavy cruiser. Enemy contact! Shit. Alright. Fall back to Rhodes. That loss of that battleship really hurt. Alright, the heavy cruiser here, I think, can sail this way. Well, it might die next turn, because it's stuck there. Alright, so finish off the Perth. And you can escape to no friendly ports. Oh, yeah, you can escape here. The light Italian cruiser here, we're going to go for the British heavy. Another enemy heavy cruiser, great. At least I don't think he's going to attack with this one. It's probably too badly damaged to be worth the risk. The Italian Navy is really being whittled down to size. But Hey, we're... Oh, wait, we've got one more. Ah, no, they're no longer in range. They retreated out of range. All right, we'll move up here. So a lot of naval action this turn. These guys reinforce. Again, you keep the tanks tied down. That makes me happy. Reinforce your armor. 9 points. That's expensive as fuck, but got them back to 100%. Air units really need to upgrade the fighters. Advanced level 2 fighters. Unfortunately, we can't advance and reinforce. Move these anti-tank guns. Can they upgrade at all? Really? Alright, they're going to move south to face off against these British tanks shortly. Okay. Alright, I do think we should upgrade our anti-air defenses because the enemy does seem to have quite a few aircraft in the region. Alright, so that should do it for that turn in North Africa. And now we're moving on to the Soviet front. Alright, I don't really want to use all my movement up there on attacking Odessa, so we'll do that. We'll advance through here, then our armor will move to Dnieper. We can attack the Russian troops near Kernst. Okay. I should have used the mechanized troops down there. In any event, we took Odessa and we're driving east here in the Soviet front. Maybe we'll try and get behind them. I'm guessing they've got troops here. Yes, I was correct. So, not quite able to be pocketed. We're going to get bogged down here, aren't we? Can we maybe bypass them? Nice. All right. Kind of feels like our attack's already getting a little bit too bogged down. Well, I'm guessing we got some kind of like bonus on the first turn there, because I just wasted 3 air units mopping up 1 ground unit there. I don't see any Soviet air. That's... Nice. All right, we drove back those tanks. Drove them back again, but didn't destroy them. Alright, I mean, we're making progress. It's probably not as much progress as I would like, but we're still making progress. We're still advancing. I'd like to have destroyed all these units. These guys will probably escape next turn. There you go. Alright, so Brest-Litovsk has fallen. Do we want to advance one more, or do we want to attack? I think we probably need to attack. These guys can't reach anything. My tactical bombers are too far back. Alright. Nice. Good job, Corps. Shit. Can we destroy these anti-aircraft guns? Pretty close. I mean, I think we more or less made them ineffective, at least. We'll wait for these guys to get worn down a bit by being surrounded. A little bit weak here in the north. I'm not advancing, I don't think, with enough purpose, if that's the right word. I don't know if it is. Let's try and go for... I'm going for these guys because they have a level 1 quality, so I assume they're the hardest to hit. Meanwhile, we'll go for this tank unit. And you can't attack anyone, can you? Well, shit. Alright. You need to move that way. Alright. Okay. These guys haven't attacked yet, right? Alright. Damn it, I was hoping we'd destroy the guys. Now they can just retreat and reinforce. Oh wait, no they can't. Boom! Again, I focused on that unit primarily because it's an armored unit, so my assumption is it will be a tougher nut to crack. So we didn't even take Minsk this turn, which is going to be a problem. I think our assault may be doomed, folks, but we're going to have to progress. Anyway, we'll keep moving the Air Force closer to the front. So we'll hit them hard, hopefully, next turn with air attacks. All right, the Italians are going to go toward the northern front. All right. We'll wait to attack there till the enemy is low on supply. Main question is, what do I do with my armor? I'm kind of getting a pivot north, which is not really what I wanted. I think I'll move... Well, these guys can actually attack again, so what do I want them to attack? I think I'd prefer them to... This train is stuck here, unless they can dislodge us, so I think I'd prefer to attack this infantry here. Because then I can move my tank around here, pocket the whole lot of them, and then destroy 2 units in a single turn. Very good, armor, very good. So now all of these troops are surrounded with no real feasible way out. They could advance here, but they wouldn't break out. They could advance. They could attack. But I'm not as worried about that. So I'll try and weaken the armored train. Alright. So these 2 units should be pocketed and destroyed. We just destroyed an anti-aircraft gun south of whatever that city's name is. Alright. We'll block their escape, and we should be able to reduce the surrounded units next turn, I assume. So a corps here, a corps and an armored train here, and a corps here in Canunas. Meanwhile, we're not really making a whole lot of progress. We need more units than we have, as such is the lesson of Russia, I suppose. See if we can maybe wear him down. No? Okay. I don't know if I want to husband my money to reinforce the losses I'm taking, or if I want to spend some money to build more units. Does Germany have anything coming up in production? Just some naval units. I probably should buy some more mechanized forces. It's going to cost 300 to buy 1 mech unit. I do like mech units, though. Tanks. We don't have enough money left. What if we ratcheted down? Mobility's expensive, but we could just go with advanced tanks that aren't as mobile. It's not arriving till December, but we'll probably need them then. Alright. We could advance on Gomal. It does kind of open us up to a counterattack if we move too far. It still has 1 attack left. Okay. Keep moving those headquarters with the front. Alright guys, that'll do it for this episode. A bit of a mixed bag here, a little bit more success in the Soviet Union, but we're not moving the front far enough fast enough. We're not driving on Moscow fast enough, I don't think, either. So I'm concerned about the outlook of the war. The Italian Navy has taken a beating and is on its last legs. The war isn't going well fast enough. It's not going poorly yet, but knowing the timelines that we have to meet, it's also not going fast enough. We'll see how things play out next time, though. As always, again, I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and please feel free to leave your comments. But until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.